All right, guys, we are live. So, as per usual, we'll just talk about a couple things first. Before we get into the raffle, we'll give people some time to join. You're gonna want to stick around to the end. So just stick around to the end. I promise you'll want to. So I always like to throw in bonus things on these raffles. So there's a bonus thing I'm gonna be throwing in on the raffle is gonna be 2 of these. These are some adjustable irises. So basically, you just thread them on the front, and they thread down, and you can do that. And so this will also help you focus up close, but it also blocks out light, right? So if anybody who has experience with analog night vision knows that when you're within 3 feet of something, it's blurry. So if you close this hole, it decreases the night vision capability, but increases your depth of field so you can actually see closer things and they're not blurry. So I'm gonna be throwing those in on there. And these are also something that are available on my web store if you want to try them out. They're basically a thread-on iris with a AR-coated sacrificial lens on the front. So you got those on there. And they don't really increase the profile too much. They're pretty lightweight, so yeah, they're just a nice little add-on. So we still got 5 more minutes till it starts. If anybody tuned into the live stream last night, you would have saw the ultimate fucking chaos that was the MX-69 build at the end of the live stream. And basically it just fucking didn't work out because I crushed everything in the housing and I actually broke both of them while I did that. So they didn't end up working because I broke them both. But I will have a updated build for those so you don't break them like I broke them. Trying to figure out how I can watch the live stream just like that. So you don't break them like I broke them. Mute that. Just so I can read the comments and stuff. So, if you guys don't know, this is a set of PVS-69. We have, these are Argus Alexi lenses. They're the same company. And so they're Chinese lenses, but same ones used in the BNVD 1431s. This is a special lightweight bridge that I came up with, and it's basically just a very micronized version of the regular bridge, and the tubes also have some weight reduction to them as well. The only downside to these is there's no pupillary stops on this set, which I guess not really a huge deal, but it's just something that I'm working at integrating pupillary stops on a lightweight bridge design for the future. It's got the infinity close focus stops, full adjustment, same as everything else. It's just a little bit lighter. You also get, the winner will also get this. This is a Argus mount. It's a little bit different than a Wilcox. It's lighter than a Wilcox. We're talking legit Wilcox. It's lighter than a legit Wilcox and it has a little bit more forward travel and a lot less play than the Wilcox. This sled has basically 0 movement. The Wilcox sled has a lot of movement. You'll also get this. These are a Surefire clone light that I sell on my web store. They're incredibly bright. They are IR. I don't know if you can see that. There's white, off, IR. They're incredibly bright. I love these things. I have one on every single one of my guns, and I have a lot of guns. So, yeah, just I really like these lights. I don't really see a huge difference between the 6 and 3 volt as far as power. I think maybe the 6 volt will last longer, but I haven't tested them, so I don't know for certain on that. I do have a pressure pad for it, so you'll get a pressure pad as well. It's just a cheap one though, so it's not really worth the shit. But you got your clicky button in the rear, and yeah. Winner's also getting this battery pack. So this is my placard, but the winner will get to choose their own 3 or 4 letter call sign for their placard, because underneath this placard is IR reflective tape. So this glows under IR. If you shine you have to shine active IR on it to make it glow. But yeah, it glows and looks really cool. That wasn't my design. That came from I don't remember his name, like something Scandinavian. It was something like Nordic or Scandinavian. He came up with that, and it was really cool. And I don't think he had it on a battery pack, but everyone was like, hey, we need to integrate this into the battery pack. So got a hold of him, worked with him, and he basically sent me what we needed to get it working on the battery pack. So yeah, this is my specific placard, but the winner will get their own placard. As I said before, these have Gen 3 intensifier tubes in them. They're mystery silver bullets. I don't know any specs or details on them. They came from Nocturnal Tendencies, and yeah, basically they were just some mystery tubes that we had no information on, but they work great, and they're auto gated. Yeah, Gen 3 tubes. So pretty sweet set. It's definitely better than nothing. So, for those of you who didn't tune into the live stream last night, I put together this set last night. This is going to be a digital build, and it's got the 8mm lenses on the front. It's got the PVS-69 eyepieces, some eye cups on the back. He's also going to get some filters on here, this guy is. There's no tubes in it, so you can see right through. I fucked up the digital tubes last night, but I will get a new set of digital tubes built and put into this housing for this guy. This one's a pretty solid housing too, MJF. This is basically exactly what you're going to get when you order. If you order a bare housing off the website that's completely assembled, you're not going to get the objective lenses, but you're going to get the eyepieces. The reason I do that is because people that want digital don't want to pay for analog objectives, and people that want analog don't want to pay for the digital objectives. So those are like a sold separate item, but you can get this whole housing put together just like this, ready to go, ready to drop in your tubes, and yeah. So it's got this nice lattice pattern inside, helps save weight and kind of increase the rigidity of it. It's a pretty good setup. This one's not going in the raffle. This is for a specific person. So it is too late to enter this raffle, just because like the tickets sold out right away. To enter it, you go to my web store. It's vonscherfarms.com, and you'll purchase tickets, right? The tickets will be available when there's a unit up for raffle. I have a few tubes in my storage that I'm thinking about putting into some housings to raffle off. but I also have some other cool stuff in the works that I want to do. So the next raffle is probably going to be a monocular. It's going to take me probably a couple weeks to get that one set up, but yeah, it's going to be like the same kind of system. You'll get like a nice little loadout. I want to do that from now on, is give everybody their night vision unit, something to mount it, something to give them active IR, and a battery pack, and then a case to seal it all up. So the next raffle is going to be something similar to this. It's just not going to be this exact setup. You don't have to be present to win, but I encourage everybody to stay till the end because there's going to be some free giveaway stuff. So just stay tuned to the end. Let's see. We'll give it till like 7:10, and then we'll roll through the process. So basically, the process is going to be this. I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm going to type in random number generator, and I'm going to have it generate a number between 1 and 1,600. 1,600 is the max amount of tickets that there is sold. And then I have everybody's tickets in a spreadsheet up there. And basically, whatever number it lands on, I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to click on that ticket, read off the order number. I'm going to look at it on my desktop just because I don't want to be sharing anybody's information. I'll look at it on my desktop, give you guys a first name and a state. And that person can roger up in the comments if they want to. But it's pretty straightforward process. I try and make it as criticism free as possible. I know I've been really super back ordered on a lot of orders, and I apologize for that, guys. I was super back ordered on the hardware kits just because I had so many orders, and I'm literally like one guy, and I'd gotten way behind. But hardware kits are going to be like rolling out pretty quick out the door, and with every hardware kit now, I'm going to be sending a battery pack PCB because I got a shit ton of PCBs from like JLC PCB, I think I ordered them from, and they were all like had a bite taken out of them. So basically I'm just giving those away because I paid nothing for them, so you guys can have them because I don't need them. But yeah, so everybody who got a hardware kit, past orders and future orders, is going to get one of those until they're all gone. So you'll still need to get like the springs and stuff for it. They're not super expensive. They're like $4 for everything to complete the battery pack minus the PCB. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Guys have any like questions, things to talk about, topics? Yeah. Nice. Congratulations on the build, Steve. Does everybody know about the Discord server for the 69 project? If you're not in the Discord server, I highly recommend hopping in there. There's a lot of like cool projects other than just the PVS-69s, and yeah, I think you guys should hop in there because there's a lot of stuff, it's a good community, people are nice to each other. I don't actually know how to edit the description on a live stream. I tried to figure it out last night and it did not work. So there isn't one in the live stream, but if you go on my Instagram, it should be in there. There's a link tree or whatever on Instagram. There's like a heart blocking the comments. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Yeah, so with this housing, the one that's getting raffled off, basically, like I said, it doesn't have IPD stops, but the plan is to basically make like a plate that'll bolt onto the back, and it'll have some kind of like grub screw type system, or like some screw system that'll stop these from rotating inwards. because what can happen is if it's hanging on your thing and you swing it down, you'll push the other one to the side because it doesn't have that stop before it contacts the other tube. So that's just the only thing to me. But you tighten those down a little bit and it won't swing too much anyways. But yeah, the IPD stop thing that I will come out with in the future will be directly compatible to that. Wish I could get this fucking emoji thing to go away. It blocks what you guys are saying. Yeah, you can fit everything into an FMA housing, but it just requires a lot of extra work. There's no the FMA dummy housing doesn't have a power switch to it, so you have to figure out a power switch. You'll have to figure out a lot of things. I know there's a guy in the Discord, Quack. He builds them into an FMA housing, but I don't think he actually has like a power switch on him. I'm not 100% on his whole build process, but he's done it and he released the files for it. So someone's already done it and you can do it. It's just not something that I cared about doing, just because, I don't know, PVS-31s are overdone in my opinion. Like, I wanted to move on to something new. And like the FMA housings, they look nice, but they're actually a really cheap plastic. Like you could tell feeling them that they're super cheap and gonna be easy to break. Very brittle type of plastic. Whereas like this is like a nylon and it's really good, solid. I like this stuff. This is a good material. This is MJF nylon though. Winner has not been announced yet. We're gonna do it probably like 5 more minutes. Hate to keep you guys waiting, but I like to get as many people on here as we can. So if you guys don't know, I have a listing on my web store for the NVT tubes. So if you guys are looking at a budget way to get into analog night vision, those NVT tubes, they're brand new, auto-gated tubes. They're going to be green phosphor because I've heard bad reviews on their white phosphor tubes. I can get into that in a minute, but basically those NVT tubes, I've used some of the Blem ones, and they work really good. They're better than anything digital I've used, but they're certainly not Gen 3. They just don't have the same performance. Like, I would say NVT tube performs the same as a Gen 3 tube with about that much iris on it. So if you put like that much iris on your Gen 3, it's going to be about the same performance as the NVT. So maybe like 75% as good. But like I said, those are up on the web store. Once we can get like maybe 10 tubes ordered, I'm going to place a bulk order for some tubes and have some tubes here in the States as well for future orders, so you guys can pick those up and not have to wait on shipping and stuff. I do also plan on cranking out a bunch of digital tubes and having those up on the site for people that want to try digital tubes. I don't think there's any reason that a digital tube would not work in like a PVS-14 housing, but I have not tried it. So if anybody out there has like a PVS-14 housing or anything they want to try them in, that'd be super cool. I do have a LLUL21 housing on the way. I was able to get one of those, and I'm just waiting on that. And I plan on putting some digital tubes in that and seeing if it works in there. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so the power is only external. Basically, digital tubes suck a lot of power, like a shit ton. Two CR123s will only last you like 2 to 3 hours max. And so it's not even worth it to put batteries in the bridge because it's really just going to get drained so quickly. So if you're doing a digital build, I recommend using rechargeable batteries. You can get rechargeable CR123s or 18650s. Either way, digital, use rechargeable. But if you're doing an analog build, definitely use the disposable batteries, just because their nominal voltage is lower and that's safer on the tube, and they're you're not going to go through them like nearly as fast. Digital, you're going to burn through batteries pretty quick. All right, we got 44 people in here. I know there's a lot more than 44 people who entered the raffle. I think the number's like somewhere around 450, but I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. So I'm gonna go to random number generator. Between 1 and 1600. We're going to generate our number. The number is 576. So we're going to go to 576. That is AUZNR. Order number AUZNR. That's who won. So let's pull up AUZNR. And yeah, wait a sec. Okay. Yeah, AUZNR. Just pull it up here. All right. So Fred Sanford. Well, this guy's name is definitely not Fred Sanford. So the winner, his name is Todd, and he's from South Carolina. He ordered on June 1st. He bought 10 tickets for a total of $50. So basically, for the price of this case, Todd got himself a set of night vision. So congrats, Todd. It's a pretty cool setup, pretty awesome. But everybody, like, don't drop out yet. I want everyone to drop a comment with a number 1 to 100. Anybody that's still here, drop a comment 1 through 100. Just a random number between 1 and 100. All right, I'm gonna give it like 10 more seconds, because we're gonna go back to our random number generator. And we're gonna hit 1 through 100. See, the last comment right now is by Jack Wheeler. No more comments. 69. What the fuck? Hell no. That's too random. Do we roll with it? No way. Alright. Now I'm gonna fucking scroll through, and everybody who entered 69, I'm gonna take down your username. Let's see. know someone entered 69. Steve Regiser, whatever your name is. Anybody else? Let me see. No, this one don't count. You don't count. Jack was the cutoff. Shit. Steve, you got yourself a Carhartt PVS-69 hoodie. So I'm wearing one right now. It's pretty sick. It's got the Von Schriff Farms logo on it, and it's got, you know, this skull with the 69 on his back, and he's wearing the Gen 3s, so matches your build. I believe you're the guy who said you built some. So congrats, Steve. You just got a freaking sick hoodie. That's actually like insane that it picked 69, but yeah. So congrats to the two winners here. We got the night vision winner and the free hoodie winner. So yeah, guys, I'm super excited for Todd. Todd, that's pretty cool. Happy for you, dude. And I'll be in touch with you. Steve, I'm gonna need you to like screenshot your YouTube profile and send me an email so I know that it's you, if that makes sense. And then I'll get you your hoodie. So this set specifically, my total cost, I paid $2,200 for the tubes that went into this set. The lenses, I want to say were like $350. I think that's about, maybe that's under. I'm thinking maybe it's like around $400 for the lenses. So that's like $2,600-ish just for the tubes and the lenses. I had all the parts to put it together. I had to order the PCBs because they were special ones. And then these housings, I only got like 3 of them. So the housings were more expensive. I paid like $150 a set for the housings because I ordered 3. But yeah, so total it was like less than $3,000, I think, to build this set. So I mean, it's totally an approachable project. Like, you guys can definitely do this. The trick to getting it this cheap is to find tubes that are that cheap. But also don't just like see a cheap tube and swoop it up, because that's how you get burned. There are a lot of tubes on the market, but there are a lot of tubes that are on the market because they're not worth what they're being asked for. So like if you see a tube that's been listed for like 2 weeks, don't buy it, because someone smarter than you has passed up on that tube and multiple times probably. So yeah, like really, if you see a tube and it's been listed for a while, it's probably not worth the buy. But yeah, that's just the biggest thing, is finding cheap tubes, and they'll allow you to build a cheap set of analog. So the the alpha housing runs external power only. I do have something coming in the future for all the built sets. They're all going to be coming with industry standard Fisher ports. So the sets that you buy from me, sometime in the future, will have the option to have these. These are the industry standard Fisher ports, they call them, but they're actually LEMO F-type connectors. So, yeah, these are going to be coming out in the future. These are compatible with the LLUL, the BNVD, and I don't know if they're compatible with Nocturne stuff, but yeah, they're compatible with the Argus and the LLUL stuff, and I think some others. Like, I think PVS-31 battery packs use these connectors. I don't know if the 31s themselves use these connectors. But yeah, so these are going to be, basically part of the new line. When I update everything on the listings for them, those are going to be included. John, I'm not selling built tubes. I will be having digital tubes for sale, and then this was a raffle with analog tubes in it. And there's an option to get the NVT analog tubes in a housing off my web store, and those are just the NVT5 auto-gated tubes. Discord invite. Steve, you can find a Discord invite on my Instagram. It might be posted in some other places here, but just shoot me an email, man. And yeah. I don't have a price point on the digital tubes yet, but as far as latency goes, this system has no latency. Like, I know that's crazy because, like, how could a DIY system have zero latency, yet Psionics, like a fucking $1 million company, makes people want to throw up? It's because we use a totally different video signal type than them, and so our system has zero latency. There's not any latency in it at all. I believe we actually measured in the Discord server. We measured. There's a guy in there. His name is Back-in-9. He did some testing with like light boards and stuff like that, and he tested a Gen 2 tube, a Psionics Aurora, and 69s, and the 69s had like around 20 milliseconds of latency, where the Psionics was like 200 something. So yeah. So the 69s currently don't have a purge, and that's because as far as FDM goes, purging isn't going to do anything for you because they're not sealed. FDM prints aren't going to be sealed. The MJF prints, as far as I know, I'm the only person who's making them. So I don't purge these, but that's only because if you put them together in a dry environment, there's not really a need for purging. So, yeah, that's pretty much the only reason that these don't have a purge screw in them. Yeah, so what I mean is FDM printing. FDM is like the hobbyist grade. So basically, the 69 project is meant to be a DIY system. So I meant this to be something for people to build a cheap set of night vision at home. And then, you know, people just wanted to buy units because not everybody's got a printer, and some people want more quality and they like the design. So these are MJF. It's the same thing Nocturne Industries uses. It's the same thing Low Light uses. This is waterproof, yes, but the FDM prints are not. So that's why there's not a purge screw inherently designed into it. But it's very easy to literally just drill into this area right here and then put a like sealed screw, like a screw with an O-ring on there, after you purge it with your wine refresher or whatever. So to Jack Jones, I don't really understand the full comment you said, but yes, this is something that you build yourself. That's what it's meant to be. So you can buy the entire kit off my web store to basically build these from scratch. And then you can throw mil-spec lenses, or you can throw the uh, Argus lenses in there and be good to go. Oh, I use a Ender 5 Pro. That's the printer I have. I like the Ender 5 Pro. I put a direct drive on it and it runs really well. As far as to replying to Jack again, yes, you can print them at home and you can get the kit for everything from me. To John David, I'm gonna have monoculars available. So basically, the only reason it hasn't been released yet is Fusion 360 crashed and corrupted my file for the monocular, and I have to like go back a lot on the monocular and like basically redesign things that I've already done. So it's just going to be a process to get back through that. It's just annoying. The NVT tubes on my website are analog. Those are analog tubes. To Anthony, no, MJF is not something you can do on Ender 3. MJF is a type of printing. So basically HP, you know, the printer company like that makes printers, HP developed a type of 3D printing called MJF, and it basically uses a binding ink agent and some lasers to melt plastic powder into a shape, and that's the HP MJF printer is like $50,000, so I have to order these from somebody who has one of those printers. But you can definitely print these on an Ender 3 Pro, like absolutely. There's some troubled areas when you're printing. I have like a broken down housing right here, so print orientation is going to be obviously with this ring not installed, but your print orientation is going to be like this, so you'll need some supports here, and that'll give you kind of a rougher area, but usually turns out all right. The FDM files don't actually have, I don't know if I can show it really well. There's like a honeycomb pattern inside the tube. The FDM files won't have that, just because they need that extra surface area for the layer adhesion. But yeah, it's pretty much the exact same thing, just a little bit differences. Just reading you guys' comments right now. I didn't have any text come through, so sorry, nothing yet. All right, guys, so that's about it for the live stream. Yeah, congrats to the two winners who got the hoodie and got the night vision. I urge you guys to check out my web store, and all the files for everything is up there on the web store. It's all completely free. So if you want to try and build these yourself, just go to vonscherfarms.com, and yeah, you can download the whole file pack. I'm going to be putting out a new updated file pack pretty soon that has some more better documentation. Last night we just did a build stream. It was like almost 6 hours. The housing section of that build stream is good. Go ahead and follow the details for that. But when I got into the digital tube, I made like a critical mistake, and that ended up breaking both the digital tubes that I had. So don't follow the digital tube part. Yeah, so I will have another one going soon, and so stay tuned for that, guys. I'll be posting updates out on Instagram, Reddit, Discord, uh, my Facebook, but I don't really have like random people on there. So, yeah, congrats to the winners. I'm gonna end this stream, and unless there's any last questions, nope, you do not have to watch the live stream, but you should because you could get something free. You know, someone here just got something free by guessing a number. Just literal insane coincidence that it ended up being 69. That's like redonkulous. But yeah, so congrats to the two winners here tonight, and take care, guys. Yeah, later.